Dawson Rider Wiki.
Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here. Welcome to my review for the next Power Rangers Beast Morphers International episode, Fossil Frenzy. So I thought this was actually overall a pretty good episode. The sort of more filler aspects of the Zoe focus was a little bit, mid-range, but the villain stuff was actually pretty great. So basically the premise is Zoe has a brother that didn't entirely come out of nowhere because they dropped him on his head when he was little. No, they name dropped him like an episode ago, so it wasn't entirely out of left field. He looks like he's about 5 years old. And so he comes in and he's like, look, I found this new, not Adominus Rex, like dinosaur tooth, and it's gonna get me a scholarship to a new kindergarten because I'm 5 years old. And he asks Zoe to use a friend at Grid Battle Force to analyze the DNA. He wants the 23andMe results so he can get into college. That's exactly how you get into college, kids. Get the 23andMe on a dinosaur fossil, boom, college, you're done. But she does that, she sends it to Nate, but Nate's busy doing other stuff at the time, so she's trying to help him get it done quicker, and then accidentally spills acid all over the fossil and ruins it. And so she feels guilty and decides to climb the same redonkulous mountain that her brother did to get a fossil sample, and kind of risks herself, and there's like a mini avalanche that destroys her communicator. And I couldn't help but think, here's another episode of problems that could be solved by teleporting. Like, how were they more advanced in the 90s? I don't know. But she could have teleported, she could have coptered there, and whatever. But she just goes up there on her own, and Robo Roxy attacks, because Robo Roxy is trying to find a way to up her standing with Evox, because Blaze is getting all the kudos. Evox is at full power now. All the villains are over here entering the end game. Evox is powered up, both villains are powered up, they're competing, and the Rangers are over here doing a filler. I'm like, dude, we're 4 episodes out. The villains are right on track where they're supposed to be, and you're doing a filler episode? Roxy's there to steal some of the dinosaur bones. The other Rangers come to help Zoe, but thankfully Zoe's able to get a fossil. Honestly, like, it's really funny and convenient how sectioned off it was, and I was expecting a lecture from the other Rangers like, oh, you shouldn't steal that or something. I'm surprised, like, they didn't say anything. So she gets the new sample back to her brother, and her brother's thankful but worried about her risking herself and all that stuff. And then back at the base, at the villain base, Roxy combines herself with the dinosaur DNA to create an even more powerful form, but it's so powerful, unlimited dinosaurs! So powerful with unlimited dinosaurs that she breaks the machine, so they can't make any more Robo Blaze and Robo Roxy copies. And Roxy's like, I don't care, you know, I'll be fine. So wow, that was some foreshadowing. So powered up Blaze and Roxy attack. Devin is fighting Robo Blaze on the ground. In footage, it looks like it's from the episode where we first saw Dark Buster. It's just because it's the same city location, but he's doing the ground fight. Robo Roxy eventually grows big and we get another big form of her, and the Rangers use the Beast X King Ultrazord to fight her, and they done blow her up, the final version of Robo Roxy, and they call her Fake Roxy, still hashtag Team Roxy for life, and Blaze leaves worried because of this. And then at the end of the episode, the Rangers are discussing that, like, I overheard them saying that these are the last versions of Blaze and Roxy, and then Zoe kind of reiterates what I guess the lesson of the episode was basically not try to do things on your own. Like, it wasn't a terrible lesson, it just was kind of weird. Like, because I guess Zoe's whole thing is, you know, she solves big problems, and the whole thing was meant to be that she shouldn't try to do it all by herself. But until this episode, I never got the notion that she wasn't a team player, but it was whatever. Like, that stuff was fine. Her brother ended up getting the scholarship to the kindergarten he wanted, and like, that stuff, it wasn't bad or good or anything. It was just kind of in the middle. I kind of wished for a little bit of a better Zoe-focused episode rather than... I feel like there's a lot of Beast Morphers solo focuses where they change the character's actions to suit some sort of lesson rather than us learning more about them, but the main focus was, though, how good the villain stuff was. Again, it feels like the Rangers and the villains are in 2 different places. The villains know we're ramping up in the final handful of episodes, but the Rangers are still over here putting on filler plays, and so that's kind of out of place. But I really liked the villain stuff. It was kind of sad to see Robo Roxy go. Like, honestly, when she said, like, oh, I don't care, I'll be fine, I knew that was foreshadowing that she'd probably get blown up first, but I didn't think it was going to be at the end of this episode. I thought it was probably going to be next week. And Robbie mentions, like, oh, you know, real Roxy will be happy to hear that. And again, I can't help but think what a missed opportunity it would have been for those two to interact. I mean, I'll probably rant about that in the finale, and I'll rant about it in my series review, but Robo Blaze, Robo Roxy and Blaze, there's such awesome potential there for all 4 of those characters and their interactions, and man, it would have been cool to see the 2 interact and do something with it. I'm hoping some form of something is brought back to that. I mean, even like some guilt over what they did when they were avatars. Like, I know they're avatars, but I just want to see a comic of this stuff, because the comic will actually deal with the cool consequences of this instead of Stepfording over it. But so there was a missed opportunity there, but still it was pretty cool to see the villain stuff ramp up. I definitely feel like, in general, the villains are heading towards the finale, because Evox said he's full powered, there's only one Blaze left, and it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. But overall, solid episode, kind of a boring filler aspect for the Rangers, but really good villain stuff that on that side at least felt like endgame territory of the show, so I would give it a 7.5. But that's about it for this one, guys. Let me know what you thought of the episode in the comments. We are actually in the endgame now. Tomorrow is the penultimate episode, and then Friday is the penultimate, and Monday will be the finale. I kind of wish they were just doubling up on Friday, but anyway, that's about it for this one. Until next time, like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell so you can get notifications for my videos. Dawson Ryder, signing out.